Hey, what's up guys, I'm back with another trade recap for the day. So actually it's the previous day, so it's actually the 10th of April, but currently right now filming this is actually the 11th of April, so a bit later. Okay, so basically yesterday when I came into the markets, right, I was kind of bullish. Okay, reason being was because if we look at the 1 hour here, okay, we actually set this low inside of this fair value gap here, so it's an internal low inside of a fair value gap here, right, and we actually, we are inside of this very nice 1 hour bullish fair value gap here. So but do we truly know that are we bullish here? So to me I would say slightly 50-50 bullish. So because we set this internal low inside this fair value gap, that's my bias would be, if we potentially uh sorry, that's my mic. Okay, so basically for me, if we were truly bullish here, right, my personal opinion here that would be, I was coming into the day, you guys can have to check my Discord, that I was coming to the day slightly bullish, but if we truly inverse this one over here, right, then I'll say, okay, then we were truly very, very bullish side. However, right now, we are still not bullish yet, even though we set this low inside of this fair value gap here. So, but this to me is a protected low right here, because we set this low right inside this fair value gap here. So in the 1 hour here, we are like slightly bullish, not completely yet. So I'm still waiting and see intraday. So when we came into the day, I was like, okay, so we set this low inside of this fair value gap here. To me, we kind of bullish, like I said. So when yeah, so came into the day slightly bullish here, then came in the markets about 8:30. That's where, but 8:30 wise we had news. Okay, I think it was some news during CPI news, yes, but we didn't really get that much of a play here. So that's that. And then I came to the market, I was like, okay, so this low right here is an eternal low inside of this fair value gap here, which I told you guys on the 1 hour. So technically that is a protected low. So in market sense that we should technically not even need to go to this low here. Okay, so I was looking slightly bullish here. Like I said, I wasn't looking for shorts. I caught this trade out in the Discord as well. So I took this, and it was a 1 hour play, because due to the reason I didn't really like this volume through this fair value gap here. So that's why I was actually just like I liked it to be like a 1 hour play only. So reason why for me, like I said, slightly bullish, we set the low, every single thing. This low doesn't have to be swept, because this low set this low here in the 1 hour. So to me, slightly bullish momentum here. We inverse this with very nice strong momentum, and not very strong, sorry, it's a singular inversion. Okay, liquidity there is more at the highs as well to me. So that's my draw on liquidity reason. And this is an internal high inside the fair value gap, so that means it's still a very good draw as well. Okay, additionally, I'm bullish, it goes along with my bias, we are definitely in premium. Okay, and so yeah, so that's why I took this trade here. Very, very nice trade, very, very nice momentum here. Okay, I took this 1 hour play, call it in Discord. Okay, next would be that I was like, okay, so do we truly know we are very bullish yet? No, not exactly, because like I said, the 1 hour time frame here, right, we have to see, did we inverse that 1 hour or not? No. Okay, so somewhere here, right? Okay, so we are somewhere in this range here. So are we truly bullish yet? No, we're not yet, because we haven't inversed this 1 hour here yet, right? So that's number one. Okay, so to me, I saw this. Oh, okay, we have this 1 minute here. Okay, this 1 minute here was a confirmation setup, because it's still a trade inside of this inversion fair value gap. So when we inverse this kind of fair value gap, right? Okay, the inversion, this tends to be a support here, right? So that means to tell me that, okay, when we inverse this back up, right, to the upside, right, I was like, okay, that's a confirmation setup. So I went in and entered this on a trade as well. This was a nice, I like the momentum, we didn't even stall in this candlestick, so I took that. Okay, and then we formed an OB here, as you guys can see. So very, very nice momentum here. Okay, however, when we formed the OB, we stalled a bit. I mean, in lifetime we were kind of stalling here. However, we hit the break even. Okay, so I was actually aiming for the highs there, like I said, because of how, I believe, to me, I was bullish here, and this low is technically protected, so we shouldn't really come down and run these lows here. I mean, if we do that, right, market just does what it wants to do. We don't really control what the market does. Okay, we as traders, we just react based on what market we see, and we don't predict what we do. So for me, what I'm reacting is that, okay, this seems bullish. Okay, so to me, I want to try to hit this internal high of this fair value gap here. Okay, so that's for me, that will be my target. Okay, and at the same time, because I hit this 1 hour play here, right, I don't mind just letting this run. Usually for me, I just target 1:2. That is my profit target right there for maximum, and that's what I just find the most profitable in terms of backtesting and everything. I just don't really feel like targeting the rest. So in this scenario here, okay, so coming back to this, like I said, this was supposed to be a 2 hour play here. However, I didn't really take that 2 hour. I let the rest run, and so we kind of stalled a bit here as once we hit, we sort of losing the momentum here. As I was saying, we did hit the 2 hour. I skewed another half there, and you know, and then we just hit my break even right there. So that was a break even trade. Not really, yeah, that was a break even trade right there. So, and this was pre-market, so market was going to open pretty soon, and that just shows me that okay, when market is going to open soon, we really don't want to see this stall. So usually when, especially in the 925 candle, it usually tends to be pretty big, but if you guys can see, this 925 candle was kind of weak. So when market open, we kind of chopped. You guys can see we just chopped very hard. we Sorry, so we chopped very hard during market open here, which is not what you want to see in terms of good price action and stuff. So I was still bullish here until we swept this low. Okay, so to me, when we swept this low here, right, I was like, okay, uh, it could possibly be a soup here. So when we swept that low there, I was like, okay, I took this 1 minute here as well. I didn't call this on my Discord, however, I did call it on a stream that I think this was a good setup here. It was A. It's an A setup. This was a A plus in my personal opinion. It's a confirmation setup here. So this was an A setup. Reason being is because it's just not obvious enough for me. At the same time, it's pretty high. It would be better if it's like somewhere like here or something like that along that lines. However, this was still a good setup in my personal opinion. So I took this, hit the 1R, and I was saying to the Discord that like how we have this like sort of LRR forming here. So it's not the most obvious LRR here. However, it's still an LRR play. And I was saying that how, because this is very high momentum and everything, right? That so looking at ES here, let me look at ES here. So ES we were like somewhere here, yes. So we were here. I think where were we? Sorry, let me try to find where we were. Okay, yes, we were here, right? So on ES we were here, and this is very high resistance here. Because you can see that this trend line, and trend line still plays even though we will run it, right? But we just don't know when only we'll run it. So when we came here, I was saying that how if we were to hit the break even spot on ES, which is this high here, right? If we hit this high here, right, you should go break even, because this high which I just marked on the right is this high right here. Okay, so if we hit that high there, I believe that you should go break even, due to the reason that because this is such high resistance, right, you don't really feel like risking. And look at that, when we hit that high on ES, right, we just dumped. And I was also calling the Discord that this low here, this 1 minute here, right, okay, this 1 minute inversion here should technically, you wouldn't really take this due to the reason that you're shorting into a low that swept the low here. So if we were truly bearish, if your bias is bearish, right, I would say that you can definitely take this short. Okay, I'm not taking this short because I'm technically slightly bullish. And you might be saying, oh, Chris, why are you bullish and everything? Like I told you in the starting, for me, 1 hour, I was slightly bullish. We swept the internal low inside of 500 gap. That in turn tells me that we technically shouldn't really go lower unless we have more drawn liquidity below, right? I could definitely be wrong. I'm never going to be 100% right all the single time. You know, coming to the market, I was bullish, slightly bullish, not bearish at all. And at the same time, this short here is so low in the range, and it's very risky. Of course, this short, could still play out and everything, right? It doesn't really matter what it does for me. I just didn't take this trade, and I did take it on paper. So I did take this on paper, and it did work out pretty well. Okay, it worked out very well. So we haven't really worked out yet. So we bang right there, we worked out pretty well, and this shows me when we came down here, right, and we hit this low here, right, to me that seems very bearish. Okay, why do I say that? Because I was also telling the stream, and I actually post this on my Discord and Telegram as well, so that if market structure wise, right, how do you determine market structure? Market structure, if you are bullish, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, right? So in a sense, bearish trend is the same, right? Higher, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. So in this case here, right, okay, when we look at this full entire picture here, right, we pump very high up, we come down, we pump higher again. This is the previous low, right? And we came back down, we set that low. If we were truly bullish here, we would pump, correct? We wouldn't even need to come back to this low here, because bullish, right? You know, that's the bullish momentum. However, when we came back down here, we swept the low. Okay, we came back up, we retested the 1 hour bearish fair value gap here, which I said that was I was looking for inversion. Okay, we came back down, we re-sweep this low here again. Okay, we could potentially go and inverse this again, generating more sweeping more liquidity to go higher. No, we didn't. We came back up, we swept this low here. We swept this low here, which is here. Okay, we came back up, we respected the fair value gap here, and then we came back down to sweep this low, and that shows me that okay, that's 100% bearish. Okay, of course you could say that, oh Chris, this was technically a protector low already, right? This was technically already a protector low. When we came back down, we swept this protector low. Shouldn't you confirmation that that this is already a sign of a bearish trend? Yes, that could 100% be the possibility. However, do you truly know if that this sweep isn't maybe just a sweep, another sweep of liquidity, and then we bounce that higher? You know what I mean? Because this is technically a protector low as well. Okay, because this is a low inside of a fair value gap here. And with this reaction here, right, do you think that this is not bullish? We swept it, we literally just swept it, we wicked it, and then we went back higher. Do you think that this is sort of bearish here? No, in any case, it's not bearish here, right, at all. You know, if we are truly bearish, this would be the short play. Of course, this is head and shoulders pattern and everything, but I don't really trade pattern, so we would have definitely hit this and we are just definitely dump. But if we came back down, we came back up, we respected it, we came back down here, we sweep, and then we immediately go back up higher. Why would you think that? Why would you actually think that this is bearish? Of course, like I said, everybody's different. Everybody understands the market very, very differently. Nobody is perfect. I'm not perfect. So when that happened, then I was like telling the chat, okay, we're bearish, and I was right. Okay, so we dumped throughout the day, not really throughout the day. So I was saying, I marked out that okay. So where do we see a reversal, or could we possibly see a reversal in this unfilled 30 minutes right here? Okay, I marked that out as well. We could potentially see a shot towards here. You know, for however you wouldn't, yes, your sentiment is bearish here. However, you wouldn't really look for shots here. Okay, so why do I say that? You look at this 3 minute here. I was telling chat, okay, I was telling Discord that how this 3 minute shot didn't look that bad. However, I would have never taken this. Why? We are so short already in this range. Okay, and we are still in a 1 hour bullish fair value gap here, right? This anywhere in this fair value gap here, right, could still potentially be long. 100%. You know, we still could reverse. Do you know where are we going to reverse? No, we don't. So we just have to wait for see what the market plays out. And at the same time, the 4 minute didn't close as well. Okay, the 4 minute close there, I think that will be much more bearish. However, does that mean we're still bullish here? No, we still wasn't. Okay, so after that, we just continued. We dumped throughout the day. Not really throughout the day. So as you guys can see, so I was done for the day once we hit this. Once I hit this, so I just went out of my life and we just dumped. Okay, not really down like I said. So we just continue going down, going down, going down, going down, going down, and boom, we hit the 30 minutes there. Okay, when we hit the 30 minutes there, I was saying that okay, we could potentially look for longs. However, right now, do you see that? Are we bullish? Any case scenario here, are we bullish? No, we are not. You know, so we just have to wait and see what the market plays out here to see some bullish structure here, right? So if you were in this, I mean, I wasn't, like I said, by now I was already fast asleep. So do you see any bullish structure forming here? No, you don't. So you just have to be patient and wait. You know, you could potentially have taken, oh Chris, you could have potentially taken this 1 minute here. Yeah, sure, fine. You know, you definitely could have. However, for me, I would never have taken this because there's no bullish structure. I will wait for a confirmation setup, and I've been burned plenty of times to show that okay, like that just waiting for a confirmation setup saves you way more money than you chasing at the first play you see. You know what I mean? So as you can see, it whatever, you know, this worked out super well. So and then this was a play that I saw in when I woke up. Okay, this is 1:20, which is by my time is 1:20 a.m. This was the play that you should have taken. This was the confirmation setup that you would have 100% taken. Reason being very simple. Respected this 1 minute Okay, it's not really didn't very respect it, but however, if you look at the 3 minute, we respected this 3 minute here. We inverse it, the 3 minute, the 2 and the 3 minutes as well, and we got a nice data week here, and then the rest is history. So with this, will be have a confirmation setup that okay, number one, we are bullish. Number two, we have drawn a very very good draw liquidity. Number three, we tapped into the 30 minutes unfilled fair value gap here, which I marked out. Okay, and especially it's a 15 minutes as well. So what does that mean? That means that we're sort of bullish here, and there will be a confirmation setup. If you take this, congrats to you. I didn't. I was asleep. So that's all for today. This is a trade recap for yesterday that I saw, and how how market structure is, and hope you guys learned something as well. So today I would say that my bias currently right now, I'm pretty bullish here. Okay, reason being is because we inverse this 1 hour fair value gap here. Okay, when we inverse this 1 hour fair value gap here, to me, I feel that we are bullish here, and my next target and my draw on liquidity will be this eternal highest of this fair value gap within the 1 hour time frame. So that's my draw on liquidity for today. So yeah, hope you guys learned something. I'll definitely be posting how you can tell market structure in on my TikTok, and yeah. So peace guys. Sorry, peace guys.